Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time. So, anyone who knows me even remotely on like Discord or whatever, mainly Discord, knows that I have been dying to see the BAIWEI Scourge. This prototype image, along with a few others, were released all the way back at the end of October last year. I say that like it was so long ago. It was 5 months ago, okay? But it felt like much longer. And there have been several KOs of this figure that's been released. The official version, there was the T01 Disaster, and then there was the Black Mamba QT 03 or something like that. But yeah, so there was that. But I have deliberately held out on all of them just so that I can, because I know that BaiWei deliver on most of their figures. Okay, so this I've been very excited for. And oh boy, there's a reason why I've been waiting for this. And thank God they didn't fuck it up. And here he is, the BaiWei Scourge. Oh boy, he looks great. So first, starting off, we are gonna look at his accessories, since this is something that I'm really interested to see if this is all of them, because there's some interesting choices here, let's be honest. So the one thing that we knew we would be getting is of course the cannon and the shoulder pads. The shoulder pads were revealed on Facebook a while ago, I believe a few days after the prototype images came out. So yes, the prototype, I mean the shoulder pads and the cannon, but we also have an alternate claw, which I find ridiculously stupid. I'm sorry. That is literally just wasting plastic. Why would you make the claw of the official figure and then use more plastic to make an improved version? Why would you even bother including the normal version? Just have the improved version. There's no logic there. He does come with a metal chain. Well, I think it's metal. I don't really understand why we need this. I don't know. It just seems like a pretty useless accessory to me. I'm sorry. Yeah, obviously it's there to weave through his chest, but I don't know. To me, it just doesn't really seem that useful. And then the final accessory down there is the transwarp key, which, let's be honest, they have been very lazy with that. That thing is literally just all gold. They didn't even bother painting it. It's you because the outside is supposed to be like gray. Then the inside is the only bit that's supposed to be like gold color. So I don't know. Hopefully they fix it. Here he is stacked up alongside his boy Optimus Prime. This is the BioWare Optimus as well. And you can see some differences, right, with the Scourge as opposed to the official one. So there he is with the shoulder pads, and you can see he looks so much better this time. And secondly, the sword is different. The original sword was like all black and had a lot of cracks and really just had so much texture to it. This is a much smoother blade, which I find interesting. But of course, that is the opposite of the machine capsule upgrade kit, which I will comment on later once we're done looking at Scourge by himself. In terms of the differences in robot mode, of course, Scourge does have a more movie accurate head sculpt this time. Unfortunately, I don't know if the mask is removable. I'm sure it will be. But yeah, it is more movie accurate. But not only that, I do believe his legs are slightly bulkier than the official Studio Series version. Here he is with the sword in hand and of course the cannon forming inside his claw arm, because I feel like that's something a lot of people don't notice, is that his the way his cannon forms is his claws end up wrapping around it. So that's really cool. Here he is from the back, so you can see, obviously there's literally no reason to have the normal claw, because if you put the cannon on, you can actually attach the like new and improved claw on the back. And oh boy, look at how clean that looks. That looks fantastic. Here he is in another pose, and you can see that he is holding the transwarp key there. and that we get a slightly better look at the head sculpt, which, oh boy, that is beautiful. And here he is when he's trying to shoot Bumblebee, but accidentally splits Nightbird's chest a bit, which ends up causing her to be killed by Bumblebee very, very easily. There is a video showing the entire transformation of this figure. It is basically the same transformation apart from two things that I want to point out. So let's just look at the vehicle mode. Of course, the vehicle mode is basically the same thing. It doesn't really look that different in my opinion, but one very important thing that I was worried about with this figure, and it is the main reason I've been waiting for BAIWEI to make their Scourge, is the backpack of the figure. Because of course the backpack is basically half the truck. Okay, it's the entire windshield part, it's the side of the truck, it's the smokestacks, it's the bonnet section. I don't really know if you call it a bonnet section on a truck, I don't know. But that entire thing on the original figure was clear plastic. And it's, there's been many breakages of that, or at least cracks, stress marks after only like 2 or 3 transformations, which is why I've been waiting for this figure, because I know that for the Rise of the Beast Deluxe Bumblebee, Hasbro did learn from their mistakes, and they cast the doors of the figure, out of normal plastic, and then they attached the clear windows onto that, as opposed to making the whole doors clear plastic. So I was hoping that BAIWEI would do something similar with the Scourge and make it so that the backpack is not clear plastic, but only like the windows and stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what they have done. This is just what I got, like 2 screenshots out of this. It's not really that clear because the video is basically just showing you the transformation. But look at that. It is not clear plastic anymore, meaning that in terms of QC, even though we don't have a single review of this figure yet, these images were just released. I was about to say today. It is 2 a.m. yesterday. Okay, sorry. The images were released yesterday. And this, I can already tell, there's no reason to not get this version. Okay, there's no reason to get the official one or the Black Mamba version or the other like T01 Disaster or whatever. There's no reason to get it because here, the chances of this breaking are the same chances as you breaking any other part of any other Transformer, because this is normal plastic and the windows are just attached. Oh my god, thank you, BAIWEI. And the final thing to mention in terms of the transformation, this is actually the only difference that I picked up in terms of the transformation of the official one and this one, and that is that at the bottom of the smokestacks there, you can see that there is this one connecting bit that joins the 2 smokestacks together. If you own the SS86 Hot Rod, then you sort of know how those like exhaust things kind of connect together. And that is essentially what happens here. The smokestacks will no longer be floppy, they won't be moving around unintentionally. Here they are tabbed together and they are locked in. So my final opinion on this BAIWEI Scourge, I think that it is just really, really awesome. I'm gonna give it like a 9 out of 10 currently. The only reason it is not a 10 is just because I feel like the accessories can be a bit better. There's a lot more they could have done with the accessories. Mainly paint the transwarp key, maybe give an alternate left arm so that instead of having the claw, he'll have a normal arm. Maybe some pieces of, like, maybe to thicken up the legs, because of course Scourge's legs were not this thin in the movie, and that is the main reason why, in my opinion, well, I don't say in my opinion, what I will be doing is I will be getting this figure when it does release, but I will also be getting the machine capsule upgrade kit, because the DNA design one is just so expensive. And yeah, I don't know, I just think that with those two things combined, I will have the perfect Scourge. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is that those shoulder pieces that are for the transformation on the original, they were pinned on, they were black pins. Now you can see it's just a friction thing. So now that makes it easy for you to pop off those ones and put on the alternate shoulder pads. So yeah, that's a really good touch from BAIWEI. Overall, I would say that this figure is worth the hype, and to be honest with you, this was my most hyped figure of 2024 because I really want a Rise of the Beast Scourge. South Africa has not gotten Studio Series figures in 4 years, so of course I do rely on buying things online, and the official figures go for an absolute bomb. Okay, absolutely ridiculous, and this thing, let's be honest, it's going to be better quality than the official version, and it's more movie accurate. So, yeah, and it's going to be cheaper. So, yeah, please let me know your thoughts on the Scourge in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and goodbye.